For decades, scientists have debated the Shroud of Turin, but AI just exposed something that shocks even the experts. When scientists fed data from the Shroud of Turin into modern AI systems, the results were so stunning that they've completely changed how we think about this ancient relic. Let's find out, because this revelation might change how we see one of Christianity's greatest mysteries. The mystery that's captivated the world for centuries. The Shroud of Turin isn't just any piece of old cloth. This linen fabric has been driving scientists, historians, and believers absolutely crazy for hundreds of years. Picture this, a 14-foot-long piece of ancient fabric that shows the faint but unmistakable image of a crucified man. The details are mind-blowing. You can see wounds on the wrists, feet, and side, crown-like marks on the head, and what appears to be bloodstains scattered across the entire cloth. For centuries, millions of people have believed this is the actual burial shroud of Jesus Christ. Others have dismissed it as a medieval fake. But here's where things get really interesting. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has been able to explain how this image was actually created. We're talking about a photographic negative effect that existed centuries before photography was even invented. That's like finding a smartphone in an ancient Egyptian tomb. The cloth has survived fires, floods, and countless attempts to debunk it. It's been poked, prodded, and analyzed by some of the world's brightest minds. Yet until recently, the mystery remained as puzzling as ever. Scientists have used everything from microscopes to spectrometers, but the shroud kept its secrets locked away. What makes this whole thing even more fascinating is that the image isn't painted on. There's no pigment, no dye, no artistic medium that anyone can identify. It's as if the image were somehow burned or imprinted into the very fibers of the cloth itself. Some researchers have theorized that only an intense burst of radiation could have created such an effect. But what kind of radiation? And how? The game-changing AI revolution. The entry of artificial intelligence, the technology that's reshaping everything we thought we knew about the world. In 2024, something extraordinary happened. Researchers decided to use the most advanced AI systems available to take a completely fresh look at the Shroud of Turin. AI technology was used to generate what could be the most accurate image ever created of the man on the Shroud of Turin, adding a new layer to the ongoing quest to unravel the mysteries of the revered cloth. The AI didn't just look at the shroud, it dissected every single detail with superhuman precision. We're talking about artificial intelligence that can spot patterns invisible to the human eye, analyze data at speeds that would take human researchers decades to accomplish, and make connections that our brains simply can't process. Scientists scanned the Shroud of Turin and then used AI to generate an image of Jesus. But this wasn't just any ordinary computer-generated picture. The AI systems used advanced algorithms to analyze every fiber, every stain, every microscopic detail of the cloth. They studied the way light interacted with the fabric, how the mysterious image was formed, and what the original person might have actually looked like. The technology behind this is absolutely mind-blowing. Modern AI can process millions of data points simultaneously, recognizing patterns that would be completely invisible to human researchers. It can account for fabric degradation over time, lighting conditions, and even atmospheric changes that might have affected the cloth over the centuries. What's even more incredible is that the image became an overnight social media sensation, a hauntingly lifelike rendering of the face of Jesus Christ claiming to be based off the Shroud of Turin using the latest in artificial intelligence technology. People around the world were stunned by how realistic and detailed the AI-generated face appeared. Revolutionary X-ray dating discoveries. But the AI revelations were just the beginning. While computers were busy reconstructing faces, other scientists were making equally shocking discoveries using the most latest X-ray technology. New results from an X-ray dating test done by the Institute of Crystallography in Italy show that the shroud is indeed a 2,000-year-old relic, as believed by Christian tradition. This is absolutely huge, and here's why. For decades, the biggest argument against the shroud's authenticity was a 1988 radiocarbon dating test that suggested the cloth was created sometime between 1260 and 1390 AD, making it a medieval creation rather than an ancient relic. This dating essentially labeled the shroud as a fake, and many scientists considered the case closed. But something never sat right with researchers. The 1988 test only examined a tiny corner of the shroud, and many scientists questioned whether this small sample was truly representative of the entire cloth. Could contamination have affected the results? Was the tested area actually a medieval repair rather than original fabric? Italian researchers have used a new X-ray technique to demonstrate that the Shroud of Turin dates from the time of Jesus Christ. Scientists at the Institute of Crystallography of the National Research Council studied 8 tiny samples of fabric. Unlike the limited 1988 study, this new research examined multiple samples from different areas of the cloth, providing a much more comprehensive analysis. The X-ray dating method works by analyzing how cellulose in linen fibers degrades over time. It's like reading the molecular clock of the fabric itself. The technique measures structural changes in the fibers that occur predictably over centuries, providing a much more reliable dating method than previous approaches. One test that received extensive media coverage around the world in the second half of 2024 is based on a new technique for dating linen cloth using an X-ray dating method that has found the shroud is 2,000 years old. The implications of this discovery sent shockwaves through both the scientific and religious communities. What the AI actually discovered. The AI analysis revealed details that have left experts completely speechless. When artificial intelligence systems examined the shroud with superhuman precision, they uncovered layers of information that human eyes simply couldn't detect. The technology just performed what amounts to digital archaeology on one of history's most mysterious artifacts. AI was tasked with creating what Jesus really looked like after ongoing debates about the religious figure and his appearance. To create the image, artificial intelligence used the Shroud of Turin. But the process was far more sophisticated than simply enhancing an existing image. The AI had to account for fabric distortion, age-related degradation, and the unique way the image was somehow imprinted onto the cloth. The artificial intelligence analyzed the facial features with incredible detail, measuring proportions, studying bone structure, and even accounting for how gravity would have affected the face of someone lying horizontally. It examined wound patterns, blood flow direction, and anatomical accuracy with the precision of a forensic scientist. What's absolutely mind-blowing is how anatomically correct everything appears to be. The AI confirmed that the wounds are consistent with Roman crucifixion methods, the blood flow patterns match what you'd expect from someone in that position, and even tiny details like swelling around the eyes suggest someone who had been severely beaten. The technology also revealed something that has historians buzzing with excitement. The weave pattern of the cloth, the way it was constructed, and even the materials used are all consistent with first-century Middle Eastern textile production. It's like the AI became a time machine, peering back through the centuries to confirm details that would have been impossible for a medieval forger to know. The Shroud of Turin is a linen relic containing an image of a crucified man, and this cloth has been studied extensively. To date, the physical cause of the image has not been determined by science. But AI analysis is bringing us closer than ever to understanding this mystery. Scientists' response and skeptics' arguments. The scientific community's reaction to the latest research on the Shroud of Turin has been intense and wide-ranging. Researchers who had long accepted the shroud as a medieval artifact suddenly found themselves re-evaluating their assumptions. In 2024, groundbreaking studies combining AI analysis and X-ray dating suggested that the shroud could date back to the time of Christ, a revelation that has dominated headlines and reignited global debate. While some scholars hail it as the most significant archaeological discovery of the 21st century, others remain cautious, calling for further testing and independent verification. The AI-generated analysis has sparked both fascination and controversy. Skeptics argue that artificial intelligence is capable of producing highly realistic images that could be mistaken for historical evidence, raising concerns about its reliability. Supporters, however, emphasize that along with creating art, AI is also performing detailed scientific analysis, identifying patterns, proportions, and subtle anomalies in ways that surpass human observational capabilities. This technology, they argue, functions much like AI in medicine or astronomy, revealing information invisible to the naked eye. X-ray studies conducted by Italian scientists have further fueled the debate by dating the shroud's material to approximately 2,000 years ago, consistent with the first-century timeline. The convergence of AI findings with X-ray results has created a compelling case that challenges long-held skeptical positions. Even scholars who previously dismissed the shroud as a medieval forgery are now reconsidering its authenticity. Academic papers are being revised, textbooks updated, and new research initiatives funded to explore these extraordinary claims in greater detail. Many of the long-standing skeptical arguments are being systematically addressed through these modern techniques. The 1988 carbon dating, once considered definitive proof of a medieval origin, may have sampled a repaired section of the cloth rather than the original fabric. AI analysis has revealed anatomical precision, microscopic blood patterns, and fiber-level image formation far beyond the capability of medieval artists. Additionally, AI-assisted historical research is uncovering potential earlier references to the shroud, while microscopic and chemical analysis confirms that the image was not painted or artificially applied. Together, these independent lines of evidence provide the kind of extraordinary proof required to challenge centuries of skepticism and invite a serious re-examination of the shroud's origin.